में जरूरी मानव अधिकार, ना करो इनकार नहीं तो पछताओगे बार बार, पछताओगे बार बार। दुनिया में जरूरी मानव इनकार, ना करो इनकार नहीं तो पछताओगे बार बार, पछताओगे बार बार। ये दूसरों की बहनों पे नजरें बुरी डालते, जो न देती भाव उसको लड़की गंदी बोलते। किसानों के पास मरने के अलावा ना रह गया कोई चारा, क्योंकि जय जवान जय किसान रह गया बन के नारा। SDG 16 पीस जस्टिस स्ट्रॉन्ग इंस्टीट्यूशंस, बनेगा ये एक कॉन्क्रीट सोल्यूशंस। करना पड़ेगा हमें खत्म वायलेंस, सो ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए एंड द साइलेंस, ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए एंड द साइलेंस। धर्म के नाम पे करते खराब संस्कृति, ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी कि बचाए अपनी धरोहर प्राकृति। क्या होगा करके हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई, मान लो ना सबको भाई भाई, मान लो ना सबको भाई भाई। थैंक यू।
Of their age, gender, nationality, religion and other status.
Human rights are moral principles of certain standards of human behavior, and these rights are regularly protected by international laws.
The doctrine of human rights has been highly influenced within international laws and worldwide regional institutions.
Human rights include right to education, right to work, and right to equality.
Social rights are the rights arising from the social contracts. It includes the rights such as right to adequate food, housing, work and sanitation.
In 2015, the Council of Europe issued a policy recommendation for its member of states to promote access to social rights for young people.
Social rights concern about people how they work together and for their daily needs.
From the legal standpoint, survival exercise granted for the Constitution of the India for the subject of the right.
The rights are known as universal human rights.
It involves different cultural practices such as different dress color for different religious peoples who prefer to wish their own religious symbol.
It also involves allowing citizens to hold dual or multiple citizenships to run their own educational or cultural institutions of their own language. Thank you.
Human rights are rights and entitlement claimed women and girls.
Across the globe, many women and girls are still facing discrimination on the basis of sex and gender. Gender inequality underpins many problems which are faced by girls, such as domestic and sexual violence, low pay, and not enough health care.
For many years, women's rights movement have fought hard to address this inequality and campaigning to change the law or taking to the streets to demand their rights are respected. And new movements have flourished in the digital age, such as the Me Too campaign, which highlights the prevalence of the gender-based violence and sexual harassment.
At the end, I want to say any inspired quote by the Hillary Clinton that human rights are the women rights are the human rights once and for all.
The Office of High Commissioner is the human rights of focal point in the United Nations of Human Rights activities.
Amnesty International is a global movement of more than 10 million people who take injustice personally. They are campaigning from human rights.
Another agency is Human Rights Watch.
Food development and violence against women to give them equal rights. SDG 16 is a peace, justice and strong institution. It is the aim to provide access to all and build inclusive institutions. It is a foundation for all being peace and just world. Thank you.
I pledge to recognize every individual, infinite and eternal world. I will ensure that every individual is entitled with dignity and respect. I will raise my voice. I will take actions. I will use my words to stand up for your rights. Amen.
She's the youngest teacher in the school, I believe. And then, so nice to hear you went down this rap, I believe, specifically for this. You were very, very good. God bless you. Thank you so much. And I just love this class. 12 Humanities is very close to my heart. I love each one. Right? And
And this is your very own principal.
Today, I, journalist Hinvi, welcome you to the KNPS broadcast. Today, you are going to explore a magical world of soil, where the soil is going to tell themselves about themselves.
And today's topic is magic of soil. As we know, we are blessed with the Mother Earth, which will provide minerals, ores, food to eat, and water on earth. So many things are provided, but the main is soil.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself is Pankaj, and let us see the magical nature of soil. Soil provides strong roots of plants, and soil can hold water, and soil have lots of nutrients like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, etc. And soil can decompose that matter, and we can get vitamin vegetables like turnip and carrot, potatoes, ginger, and radish, and many more, and which are the basic need of soil.
So up next we have Sahil and Mohit. They are going to talk about benefits of soil.
Soil have a lot of functions and services without which human life is not possible. Soil also helps in water bodies and also help in biodiversity. In the water bodies, the soil act like they have the compacted nature with the water bodies, so that the floods and natural calamities can't occur because of the soil. In biodiversity, the soil play a role of also life being like the insects and the microorganisms, worms that live under the soil. They grow up with the help of soil. Their home is also the soil, and means the soil is very much beneficial for them to grow up and also for the water body. So soil is very much beneficial for us. Without the soil, the human life is not possible. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself Mohit. Soil is vertical section. It has different horizons. Horizons O, A, B, C, and R. These horizons are parallel to each other. Horizons O upper the top soil profile. Upper the top soil.
Respected ma'am, my name is Karan.
My name is Vinay.
And we are going to talk about the soil fertility that is losing in our country.
As we know, as our body 70% made of water, as saving water is the very important. Check leakage of water in your toilet.
The crisis in our country, and we are the generation who has to prevent that water crisis. We are here, and we have made many of the surveys. And first of all, water crisis. We are going to aware people and educate the people about the water crisis and how it is affecting our world. Then we are making new conservation technology that is provided to the irrigation and agriculture programs, and then we are recycling the wastewater that is provided by the industries and all the programs that are wasting waters. And we all know that our soil is going to lose its fertility at a time, and to save that, we have made fever concrete surface. These are the chemicals that we use to save the soil fertility. Plant windbreak areas. We will make borders around the areas that is having full nutrition of soil. Then we have terrace farming, planting that is in the layers of soil. And we have plant tree to secure the topsoil, that in which when the wind blow, it will not erase the soil nutrients. Then we have crop rotation and water the soil in daily purposes. Thank you, ma'am.
Soil training is a natural process by which water moves across as a result of the force of gravity.
Due to chronic hunger, it may be by the cause of malnutrition. Soil degradation, it is in the loss of soil. When soil becomes a loss of carbon in the soil soil is like so spongy which can soak the rainwater and absorb all rainwater and give it recycling the nutrients. By 2045, the soil leads to worldwide crises which can cause water shortage and food shortage. Thank you. Save soil.
SDG goal number 15, life on land. Climate change and planet crisis due to the loss of soil fertility.
There are three main crises: pollution, climate and nature.
Science is crystal clear that we are putting an extreme pressure on the planet.
For their government have discovered SDGs, and my concern is about life on land, that is goal number 15.
Global warming is likely to reach 1.5 degrees Celsius between 2030 to 2052.
Climate change is also responsible for soil erosion.
Climate change increases the energy of destruction of the soil, resulting in simplification of soil mineral due to the accumulation of soil mineral matrix.
It will lead to soil erosion and maintain the fertilization.
Increase in rainfall will cover the surface. Because of this, the soil will be unable to release its natural gases.
It will cause drought if the rain will not come.
High in temperature have a great impact on the glaciers, ice sheets, and the vegetation of Earth ecosystem.
Let's see a video to understand it better.
Good morning to all of you. Myself Dev from Plus 2 Vocational. Today my topic is soil conservation. Method of soil conservation is afforestation. By planting more and more trees, we can save the soil. Checking over grazing. We have to check the animals do not eat the fertile land. Other methods are crop rotation, construct dams, scrape cropping, counter plowing, traffic and counter bonding. Thank you.
पे सरवार दिए, अंगारों पे जिस्म जलाया है, तब जाके कहीं हमने सर पे जे केसरी रंग सजाया है। ए माई मेरी अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए 100 दर्द सहे, फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा चाहे जान मेरी जे रहे ना रहे। ए माई मेरी अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए 100 दर्द सहे, फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा चाहे जान मेरी जे रहे ना रहे। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा फुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरे खेतों में लहरावा फुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। Thank you.
Committed to the Save Soil movement because it is our responsibility to leave behind a beautiful, vibrant, and a fertile planet for the future generation to sustain the lives around us. Amen.
Blessed to have it. Those 4 days we can never forget. Right? So let's see what your friends, your juniors are going to tell us. Alright, yes, go ahead please.
The theme of our class is media and social media. As we all know, media has become an inseparable part of our lives. So it is very important for us to know how to use it in a relevant way.
Today, we will share information about what media and social media is and what impacts it has on our society. So now we have Manreet, Gunveer and Piyush who will give a short introduction to media and social media.
The term media is derived from the plural word medium, which means communication through various channels about the news, videos, education and many more things. Media consists of physical newspapers and digital newspapers, radios, televisions.
First media was invented by Philo Taylor, who introduces television to the whole world in 1938.
Now, what is social media? Social media is the collection of all the communication channels where communities, collaborate, interact, and share content with each other.
Now let us look at the history of social media, and here is the timeline of its history. As we can see in 2005, Yahoo by Flickr, and in 2006.
Now we have Kavita and Sangeeta who will share the significance and applications of media and social media.
As we know, media plays an important role in our society, so I'm going to talk about significance of media. Media transmits and interprets information, and it broadcasts, prints information so that the people around us are aware what is going inside the country.
Media raises our consciousness. Media ignites awareness among people by providing information and knowledge. Education. Media plays very important role in education. As in previous 2 years during COVID-19, the studies could continue only through media, even at our homes.
And from media we can stay in touch with our friends and family, and we can stay updated about the current affairs.
We can spare up our free time. We can share our opinions. Thank you.
Applications. There are some frequently used applications like Teams, Twitter, Wakelet, and Facebook and YouTube. Thank you.
Networking helps us to associate with individuals. We can build communities over these platforms, which help us to grow our business. Examples are Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Media sharing programs allow users and brands to share audio, video content. With this, we can get wider audience.
Examples of media sharing platforms are Twitter, Pinterest, Reddit, and Facebook.
Blogging can be used to share content we are passionate about. People use it to educate others. With blogging, we can gain exposure and connect a wider range of people.
Blogging can also help us to expand our business. It increase brand awareness and generate high quality leads. We can also acquire new customers, and it helps to increase website traffic. Examples of blogger sites are Twitter, Blogger, and Weebly.
Broadcast help in increasing true-led personal communication with their audience. It strikes a chord with their listeners. Few examples are Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Feedback which affects our brain. Sometimes it can be addicted, which is not good for our health.
Therefore, we can conclude media it's our advantage and disadvantage. But it's our benefits for you. We should use in proper ways.
Social media addiction is a behavioral addiction that is defined by concern about social media, driven by uncontrollable urge to log in, log out, or use of social media, devoting social media waste of time and efforts on it, and it impairs the parts of our life, important parts of our life.
Signs that you are a social media addict: excessive amount of time spent on social media, lack or reduction of time spent with family and friends, reduction in exercise and other activities.
It is lead to lack of exercise. It is harmful to our eyes.
Thank you.
For awareness of your growth, fundraising, community growth, engagement, and more, we can use social web to develop contact with similar organizations in order to create awareness and transfer helpful information.
Use your social media presence to create new relations and strengthen the existing ones. Share your social media to make your relationships more strong, and share your updates to the donors to show how their funds are being used.
Coordinate your social media outreach with your events and promotions.
Social media is typically used for social interactions, access to news and information, and decision making. Use social media to reveal about your audience. This includes market demographics and relevant conversations where they spend time on social media.
You have got the facts, statistics, knowledge, and research institution as content to share.
Very nice. That's the confidence we would like to sign over to. Recall down the memory things. Recall how you were learning your parts and bits and how you had to speak up, and it was a big challenge. But then this is how we move up the ladder. This is how we jump up. This is how we become great students. God bless you all. We're very, very honored, my dear boys. We come back to see you school. Thank you so much for coming.
Of finding more adaptable to work and change the needs and demands for flexible lifestyle. Thank you.
Be your own boss. In gig freelancer, we can make and choose how to work, and we can choose how much they will charge for their service.
The gig economy is based on flexible temporary jobs. It can be benefits all by making work more adaptable for flexible lifestyle.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, everyone. So before going towards our topic, I will introduce all of you towards the SDG goal number 8, that is economic work and economic growth. Basically, ma'am, this goal tells us about like employment rate growth and growth in economy. And going towards our topic is top reasons for working in gig economy and its pros and cons. Basically, it means its advantages and disadvantages.
According to study from BMO, top reasons for working in a gig economy are making extra money, having autonomy and controls, better balancing career and family needs.
Pros of the gig economy. So the first advantage of gig economy is independence. We all know that the youngsters now these days prefer to do work from home, and this gig economy provides us this beautiful feature. For example, a person can write articles for the newspapers by sitting at home. And the second main advantage of gig economy is variety. Like it provides us different features not only in the IT sector but for the car services like Uber and food services like Zomato, Swiggy, etc. Gig economy also provides us many job opportunities for the people who are unemployed.
There are some cons in gig economy. Less social protection and no more perks in gig economy. It can bring loneliness. Independent workers need discipline and resilience.
Who are gig workers? Gig workers enter into formal agreements without demand of companies to provide services to the company's clients.
Some examples of gig workers are freelancers, self-employed, on-call workers, temporary contractual workers, project-based workers, online platform workers.
There are many job examples in gig economy like graphic design and branding, digital marketing, customer support, drive and delivery service, software development,
Rise of gig economy. Gig economy is made up of companies, workers and contractors. It includes independent contractors and project workers, etc.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Our topic is skill required for gig economy. In a gig economy, there is no outside force to push anyone to work hard. Next skill needed is interpersonal skills. Independent workers are in direct contact with their customers and with their employers. They need to have excellent interpersonal skills to negotiate with both customers and employers to order to make a deal.
Collaborations and networking. There might be some situation there independent workers needs to work full-time or part-time workers. Networking is very crucial skills contact for us.
Rise of gig economy. Freelancers has been increasing in number in the Western world. Gig economy is gaining significant amount of attention in the current workers of the current generation.
Global gig economy is expected to grow from $204 billion from year 2018 to $455 billion in year 2023. Thank you.
To take a pledge on sustainable development goals. I pledge to make sustainability a priority in my life.
I understand that my choices, behaviors, and
Make an impact on the society, environment, and the economy.
I pledge to make intentional choices that will
benefit the quality of my life as well as benefit to others' life. So children, I love your class. Very good. Well done. Really come on soon. Yes, where are you in high-tech? Thank you, man. This is your first level qualification to this. Congratulations. It's great show by you and your class. Keep it up. Thank you.
We do not have a tolerable planet to put it on. Climate change has become one of the most important talks of today's world. And ma'am and sir, we have tried our best to showcase what our earth has been facing, what are the problems she has been facing due to our activities. Climate change and air pollution, they influence each other a lot. Increased greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, they alter the energy levels between the atmosphere and the earth's surface, leading to temperature change, which changes the chemical composition of atmosphere.
Factory farming is also influencing climate change and at a greater extent by releasing vast quantities of greenhouse gases. We know man-made climate change is real and it poses a great threat to the planet and its inhabitants.
No, I am not lying. The Mother Earth is trying.
The disasters are getting increased day by day. The humans are engaged rather than finding a way.
Ma'am, now we have Anmol Badan and Shanvir Kaur in front of you and they are presenting their presentation on global warming.
Good morning to one and all present here. This is Shanvir.
This is Anmol Badan.
Our today's topic is global warming.
What is global warming? Global warming is the gradual increase in the Earth's temperature due to the greenhouse effect caused by increased levels of carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons and many more pollutants.
A threat to human race is global warming. Greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is the process by which harmful radiation from the sun are absorbed by greenhouse gases. These are some of the radiation from the sun shown on the screen. Greenhouse gases. There are many greenhouse gases like carbon monoxide, CFCs and many more.
Causes of global warming: harmful emissions from industries, deforestation, mining, burning of fossil fuels and many more.
Solutions on how can we reduce global warming: by planting more and more trees, by using 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So as you can see from the walls of our class, our topic is about climate. So let's get into a brief introduction about its topic.
Climate change. It causes and it threats.
So briefly, climate change is a dramatic long-term shift in temperature and weather patterns.
Human activities like the burning of fossil fuels, coal and gas cause climate change.
Human activities. Hell is empty and all the devils are here, rightly quoted by Sir William Shakespeare.
Burning fossil fuels generate greenhouse emissions like carbon dioxide and methane.
Now, these emissions act like a blanket wrapped around the earth, causing the sun's heat to trap and raising the earth's temperature. This briefly explains the greenhouse effect.
Factors causing greenhouse gas. using gasoline for driving the car, burning fossil fuels, and clearing land and forest.
Now, talking about the last decade, the years between 2011 and 20, the temperature was raised above an average of 1.09 degrees Celsius.
Earth is now about 1.1 degrees Celsius warmer than it was in the 1800s.
Thinking. And ma'am, you will be shocked to know that the average thickness of 30 well-studied glaciers has decreased for more than 60 feet since 1980.
And the area covered by the sea ice in the Arctic has shrunk by about 40% in 1979.
Countries are getting hit by flood. The souls are crying in the form of blood.
Myself Hargun and myself Isha, we are here to present our presentation on the topic carbon emissions. Carbon emission. Natural sources include decomposition, ocean release, and respiration. Human sources includes deforestation, cement production, as well as burning of fossil fuels. These are the reasons which causes carbon emission. Carbon dioxide emissions are the emissions which are produced from the production of burning of fossil fuels and manufacturing of cement. It is also produced from the production of solid, liquid and gaseous products as well as gas flaring. Problems related to carbon emission. The day-to-day rise in the temperature, the melting of glaciers, the aquatic life coming to an end, and the droughts. Here is the pie chart which shows the release of certain gases into the atmosphere. First one is the carbon dioxide which contributes nearly 65%. Next one is methane which contributes nearly 16%, and last one is nitrous oxide which contributes nearly 6% in the atmosphere. Solutions related to carbon emission. Greenhouse gas emission can be reduced by making power on site with renewable and climate-friendly actions. We reduce carbon emissions by promoting the SDG Goal 13, that is climate action. We have to take an urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. That's all from our side. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.
Nature is getting dull and pale to the Mother Earth that we all are faced.
Human, animal, plants and trees, let's live together in harmony.
Look after the earth with care because it's the planet we all share.
Good morning to one and all present here. Today we are here to present our views on solutions for climate change. The biggest threat to our climate is that believing that someone else would save it.
Yes, Devdi, you are right. Due to our carelessness, there is a long-term shift of our temperature and of weather patterns causing a climate change.
Human activities have been the main driver which causes the climate change, and it increases the production of heat-trapping gases.
There is a no planet B. Right, so why we cause a harm to our mother planet?
Small acts when multiplied by millions of people can actually transform the world. So here are some solutions that one can take in order to defend our climate.
Switch to sustainable transports, keep a fossil fuels in the ground, investment in farming.
Global climate change activism. Around the world, millions of people are now coming together in order to save our earth. Many school strikers and people from all walks of life are now coming together and demanding for action for our climate change. Over the years, Greenpeace has now demanded the oil companies to burn and extract new fossil fuel. Meanwhile, the ordinary people have blocked the tankers to let everyone know that renewable energy is the only answer to the fossil fuels. So this is the little contribution made by our KNPS family. In year 2020, we participated in international project that basically focused on climate action. Its main goal is to focus on integrate that how we can integrate the climate and the policies regarding the climate. Friendly reminder, this is the only home we have. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
But Keshvi, do you know what's carbon footprint?
Yes, Suhani.
We all leave a mark on our planet. Think of your carbon footprint as your personal impact on the earth.
So this means that in technical terms, carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases which are generated in the atmosphere by our daily activities, such as traveling, electricity use, consumption of food, etc.
So globally, the average carbon footprint is estimated to be about 4 tons, and the biggest cause for the biggest carbon footprint is transportation. Transportation sector, it leads to the greater of emissions of greenhouse gases.
In ourselves, we must take pride. For our future, we need to strive.
On the land and in the sea, we are losing our biodiversity.
Our land, water or air being polluted, it's just not fair, it's just not fair.
So these are some solutions, what we can do to contribute to stop our climate change and to make our Mother Earth a better place to live. So first of all, we can shift to some sustainable transport. Like, as we all know, the petrol and diesel vehicles, they all use fossil fuels, and planes and ships, they all use fossil fuels. But what we can do to contribute to stop the climate change is we should switch to some electrical vehicles and stop or less the plane traveling, and because of that we can stop the climate change and make our Mother Earth a better place.
Follow to protect our Mother Earth. Here are few of the steps which the students have taken the flashcards, and they are: invest in renewable energy, keep fossil fuels in the ground, improve farming and encourage vegan diets, protect forests like Amazon, switch to sustainable transport, and at last, restore nature to absorb more carbon.
When the last tree is cut, the last fish is caught, and the last river is polluted. When the breathing air is sickening, you will realize too late that the real wealth doesn't lie in the bank accounts and that we can't eat the money. Top of the morning to one and all present here. I, Kamaksha, and I, Riya, are here to present on carbon footprint. Kamaksha, why the earth is wearing stethoscope? Riya, as a doctor, what do you think? Why we need a stethoscope? It is used to listen the sounds produced within the body when the body is ill or not. How the earth can be ill? Every day, human activities further destroys Earth's environment. Some impacts creates the delicate balance to maintain the life and destroys it. We are going to be the future doctors and save the lives, but first, as a human, we should save our Earth. We should be the protector of Earth. You are right, Kamaksha. The climate change is the dangerous change happening on the Earth. Yet, we are told that there are some changes we can do. Reducing your carbon footprint is one suggestion. What is carbon footprint, Kamaksha? Let's start by talking about carbon footprint definition. It is the measure of greenhouse gases emissions released in the atmosphere of the individual's or nation's action. It can be measured as the tons of carbon dioxide equivalents. Ma'am and sir, we request you to please download this app so that you can calculate your carbon footprint. I am using this app from a week and I have reduced 234 kg of carbon footprint. We can see if she is reducing 237 kg of carbon footprint in a week of this learning marketplace. We have 43 students in our class and we can reduce a much more carbon dioxide. And if talking about our school, we have 1600 students in our school and we can reduce approximately more than 370 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent.
Of course, you can be a part of changing climate solution, Suhani. First of all, you have to calculate your carbon footprint and you have to see what measures you can take to lessen it. And you might be surprised, Suhani, to know which of your activities are emitting the most of the greenhouse gases.
Ma'am, sir, we have this stick wall and most of us have written our thoughts, what we want to do to help our earth. Ma'am, can you please write your thoughts, sir, please?
फूलों ने जाके बूंदों से पूछा, फूलों ने जाके मिट्टी से पूछा, हम कहाँ रहेंगे, फूलों ने जाके बूंदों से पूछा, बूंदों ने जाके मिट्टी से पूछा, हम कहाँ जिएंगे, हम कहाँ जिएंगे। फूलों ने जाके बूंदों से पूछा, बूंदों ने जाके मिट्टी से पूछा, हम कहाँ जिएंगे, हम कहाँ रहेंगे। अंधेरों से हम घेरे हुए, अंधेरों से हम हारे हुए। अंधेरों से हम घिरे हुए, अंधेरों से हम हारे हुए। पल भर हम जिए कितने काले धुएं में। हवाओं ने जाके पत्तों से पूछा, पत्तों ने जाके पेड़ों से पूछा, हम कहाँ जिएंगे, हम कहाँ रहेंगे। फूलों ने जाके बूंदों से पूछा, बूंदों ने जाके मिट्टी से पूछा, हम कहाँ जिएंगे, हम कहाँ रहेंगे, हम कहाँ रहेंगे।
Wow.
What I have observed, and the song, really made me shocked. And I try to learn a lot from the song only, because you have chosen, the micro items to include that. And one more thing which I want to say to all students, like this group, they have talked about Cool the Globe, right? And it's app, but in your life, right, you need to measure, or you need to calculate how much carbon dioxide or carbon footprints you are basically emitting, and how you can contribute as an individual, because charity always begins from home, right? And we are talking about sustainability, we are talking about reduction in carbon emission. So what is sustainability? Sustainability is stability with quality. So how to bring stability in your life with quality is totally up to you. Okay? So you need to contribute alone, right? If you contribute as an individual, obviously your effort will be the bigger. Thank you.
Which are there on the rooftop. We're using renewable energy as such. So whatever electricity we are getting from the electricity department from Phagwara is one, but we're contributing, we are adding some solar electricity we get from the solar panels. The target is, in the coming years, we'll increase these number of solar panels. That would be one thing which we're going to do it in this coming academic session. All right, that's one thing. Coming to my own, of course, I'll be writing. I'm not going to be a runaway from here, but switching off the laptop when not in use, pulling out the plug of the charger when I'm not charging, I just let it hang, and then again pin it up to my phone. I'll be changing my habits wherever we need. Sustainability is just not electricity, it is saving water also. So most of the things which we preach, we practice at home. You look up to us. So we try to practice whatever we preach in the school. And then the best part is the way we are madly in love with sustainable development goals. Sustainability is living the best way possible. You're living with all the resources the earth gives you and not eating into the resources of the future generation. I make my life more comfortable, cut more trees and then have a wonderful time. Take all possible water, but we don't leave water and forest for your next generation. That is not sustainability. So our lives need to be sustainable. One thing which the school is doing is creating awareness. Picking this topic is so much of learning for each one of you. I'm sure you're going to change your ways, the way you are living your life also. That's again a responsibility which we shared as a school. But then, children, you were just fabulous.
About NEP, but what does it mean? What is quality education? I wonder.
Ved, Nitya, Tarun and his team would like to express their thoughts on NEP and SDG.
The pursuit of knowledge, wisdom and truth was always considered in Indian philosophy as the highest human goal.
A very good morning, ma'am. Very good morning, sir. First of all, we'd like to thank you for coming here today. And as you can see on our screens, our topic is NEP and SDG 4.
Now, the question arises, what is NEP? It is National Education Policy that is formulated by the Government of India to promote and educate the people in India. The first NEP was introduced by the government in 1968 by Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi, the second by Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi in 1986 and the third by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2020.
Now throwing some lights of the aims of NEP to increase the gross involvement ratio in higher education curriculum to have flexibility of subjects.
So now let's talk about what SDG 4 is. SDG 4 or Sustainable Development Goal 4 is about quality education and is among the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations in September 2015. The full title of SDG 4 is to ensure quality education and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all.
I'm going to tell you the journey of SDG in India. Before, there was no equality and India was lacking the enrollment ratio crisis. But now India is improving and providing and promoting quality education, and soon there will be no difference between boys and girls, and primary and secondary education will be free of cost.
Now let us see that how NEP is going to help in achieving SDG 4 common aims. Both NEP and SDG 4 share the goals of universal quality education and lifelong learning. Eliminate discrimination. The government scheme is aimed at achieving the goals of universal education for all Indians.
Now, we would like to wind up this presentation with a beautiful quote by the legend Tupac. I am not saying I am going to change this world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. Similar is in the case with NEP that will definitely change the future of a country.
Now Sahil and his team members will enhance our knowledge about NEP.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Our topic is NEP 2020. The National Education Policy envisions an education system that is running in our country. The new education policy has replaced the previous policy of 1986. the new education policy aims to achieve the higher successes in our country. Few targets of NEP are school education, higher education, the key focus, and making it happen.
Education. Education is act of receiving the knowledge from the others and teaching the knowledge to others. And school education. School education in India is divided in 4 levels: lower primary level, upper primary level, secondary level, and higher secondary level. Higher education is tertiary education, which leading to an award of academics degree. It gives the chance to the students to boost their career levels and prospects.
Other key areas of focus: professional education helps to increase the GED in higher education. It also includes the promotion of Indian culture. Culture is a priority that not only benefits the nation but also the individual, making it happen. Financially, it is affordable and quality education for all. Even CBSE has adopted this education policy.
As we all know, it enhances the conceptual thinking and understanding among students. Life skills such as teamwork and cooperation is also developed. It is very flexible schedule. It gives very flexible schedule to the students as they can choose their own subjects and learn it. And in the future we can say that it removes the hard separation between the arts and science students. It gives very holistic education and teamwork.
Extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, respecting the diversity, respecting the local context. Outstanding researches and teachers and facility be the heart of the learning process.
Education is a passport for future, for tomorrow who belongs to people who prepare for it today.
Now, Mayank and his team would like to share their thoughts on school education.
So, covering ages 3 to 18. In previous academic structure, it was only divided into 2 levels, but now modern academics is divided into 4 levels, which are foundational, preparatory, middle, and secondary.
Foundational literacy and numeracy, an urgent and necessary prerequisite to learning. The highest priority of the education system will be to achieve by the universal foundational literacy and numeracy in primary school by 2025. Talking about the national mission will be set up for this foundational literacy and numeracy by the Ministry of Departments and Human Resources by priority. NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020. National Education 2020 will be giving the preparatory or the Bal Vatika for the children below the age of 5.
Education policy had made easy separation of stream for students. Now students have flexible choice of subjects which they want to study. Now physical education and now subjects like physical education and art and craft is added to science and maths is incorporated from it. National Education Policy 2020 promotes nutrition and healthcare. Now students will be given proper health nutrition according to their situation. National Education Policy also promotes 3 languages to be learned by the students. 2 languages should be of native and 1 by their own choice.
In order to reduce the importance and stress of the exam need to be conducted in 2 parts, subjective and objective. Every exam needs to promote knowledge learning rather than rote learning.
People get an opportunity to create their creativity and become innovative. The main purpose of quality higher education is to provide employability to every individual. So for this, they are re-energizing higher education through multidisciplinary colleges and universities. There will be mainly 3 types of HEIs in India. Firstly, research universities. In research universities, the main emphasis is on research-based knowledge. Research-based knowledge like researches and many more things. Teaching-based. In this, more emphasis is on teaching and like making students know how to teach and many more things. In autonomous colleges, the curriculum will be selected by the college itself, and the college will decide how to continue the curriculum.
With emphasis on early childhood care and education, the 10+2 structure of school curricula is to be replaced by 5+3+3+4 corresponding to ages 3 to 8 and 8 to 11 and 11 to 14 and 14 to 18 respectively. The new system is will have 12 years of schooling and 3 years of preschooling.
As per the new education policy 2020, the undergraduate degree will be either of 3 or 4 year duration with respect to the government, and they
subjects like humanities, arts, vocational, science, languages for twice every year for the university entrance exam. Lok Vidya is the most important vocational knowledge for developed in India. For the accessible of student, the education ministry would constitute a National Committee of India.
The topic is quality education, that is SDG goal number 4. We all are familiar with the word quality and education because we use them in our day-to-day life. But what is the meaning of the term quality education? It focuses on the whole child, the emotional, physical, mental development of every individual regardless of the caste, creed, color, religion, socio-economic status, etc. It prepares the child not only for future but also develops the overall personality of an individual.
The key features of quality education are main idea, factor, approach, purpose, conclusion and targets.
The main idea behind the goal number 4 is to provide equitable and inclusive education for all and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all for a better environment.
Now, coming up to the targets which we can use to create actions to ensure quality education. The first one is to ensure free primary and secondary education. It is to ensure free primary and secondary education to each and every individual. The second one is to eliminate all the discriminations in education system to ensure equal access in all the levels of education.
And the third target is universal literacy and numeracy. Literacy helps the student to apply reading, writing, listening and speaking skill across the variety of subject areas. Numeracy is the ability to understand mathematical concept, skills, progress to solve the problems. And the fourth target is build and safe, inclusive and safe schools. The full title of this title is to build and upgrade educational facilities that are child disability and gender sensitive, provide a safe, non-violent, inclusive and effective learning environment for all.
The purpose of the goal in India is to achieve universal quality education for all Indians, and at the global level it aims to provide free or affordable primary and secondary education for all, irrespective of cultural, financial and gender biases.
Now, let us take a look at the factors which affects quality education. The first one is effective learning environment, which comes up with many questions like, is the learning environment safe, secure and adaptive for the students, and are the pupils respecting each other and the surrounding environment? So in order to answer these questions, it is essential to develop the effective educational facilities which are safe and secure. The second one is the scholarships. It is required to provide scholarships. It is essential to provide the scholarships to the students so that the deserving students are not forced to drop out of the schools in case of any financial emergencies. So the next factor is the teachers and the educators.
And the approach is donate your used book, the easiest way to give the access to the knowledge in a digital world. Promote and take free online courses. And the third is mentor young people. You can give tutoring and working assistant.
So we can conclude that the SDG goal number 4, that is quality education, aims to provide free education for all to make world a better place, and it needs to be achieved globally by 2030. Thank you.